Okay, could I have everybody's attention? Everybody listen up, please. Before we begin, I'd like everyone to bow their heads. Let's observe a moment of silence in the memory of Corey Foster and ask the Lord for strength and guidance in helping us all to become Corey's voice, a voice that will not be silenced by his death. Thank you. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Richard Stripp. Kids used to call me Mr. Rick. I'm the author of the book, Mommy, I Wish I Could Tell You What They Did to Me to School Today. I worked in schools with special needs children for over 10 years, and after witnessing and reporting numerous cases of abuse and neglect at the hands of school staff, I wrote this book in an attempt to create awareness that some children face every day, the atrocities that they face every day, I'm sorry. For those of you who haven't read my book, I know Sheila's halfway through it. It's rough to read. I'm going to just read you real quick on the back. This isn't about me and my book, this is about Corey, but I just want to tie this all together. My son Ricky Jr. wrote this on the back cover of the book. Mommy, I wish I could tell you what they did to me today is a glimpse into the minds of 10 different children with varying disabilities through the eyes of one of their closest friends. The author has worked directly with these children, and because most of them can't speak for themselves, he has given us an idea of what they may possibly say. All of the scenarios discussed in this book are based on actual events. While some of it may be disturbing, the hope is that the reader will learn what can occur in an effort to make things better in the future. I think it was just 2 weeks ago that we celebrated in this country the 50th anniversary of Martin Luther King's speech, I Had a Dream. Martin Luther King was a great man, and he said a lot of great things. And I quote him, before you get to the first chapter in my book, I quote him. Dr. King said something that I've tried to live my life around, and that my mom and my dad taught me by example. Dr. King said, never be afraid to do what's right, especially if the well-being of a person or animal is at stake. Society's punishments are small compared to the wounds we inflict on our soul when we look the other way. How true is that for all of us? That's a creed that everyone should follow. I wrote this book to try to create awareness to what's going on in these schools. I wrote a song called Mommy I Wish, which Shelby, wherever she is, sings it. And I did that because far too many people have no idea what goes on in some of these schools today. I got to refer to my notes, I hope you folks don't mind. And I'd like to say today, like I state in my book, that the majority of people that work with our special needs children are very dedicated and caring. That being said, unfortunately, some are not. If enough people become aware of what does occur, they will demand changes. Changes that will ensure that all of our children are treated with the dignity and the respect that they deserve. One of the purposes of this rally today is to make sure that Corey Foster did not die in vain. We're here to support a resolution that's in front of Congress, H.R. number 1893, which is the Keeping All Students Safe Act, and we're here to talk about restraint and seclusion. Restraint is a difficult topic. I've worked with children that it was necessary to restrain them. It's a rare occasion, but sometimes, unfortunately, it's necessary. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples. I worked with a nonverbal young man who was on the autistic spectrum, who exhibited self-injurious behavior. And sometimes out of what seemed to us nowhere, he would walk over to the cinder block wall in school, and he would slam his head, the top of his skull, into the cinder block wall. And if you didn't stop him from doing that, he would split his skull open, he would bleed, and he would drop out and pass out on the floor. That's a situation where a child has to be restrained to prevent himself from harming himself. I worked with another young man, again, for reasons that we didn't understand. Just like hitting a light switch, he would physically attack another student. Sometimes he attacked a little girl that was confined to a wheelchair and wasn't able to defend herself. In that situation, a young man had to be restrained. I was trained and certified in New Jersey in the proper use of restraint. One of the things H.R. 1893 talks about is that any restraint should only be done by a person or persons that have been trained and certified in safe physical restraint. As I state in my book, an improper restraint can be as harmful as a proper restraint can be helpful. Children can, and as everyone here today knows, die doing an improper restraint. A restraint should never be used as discipline, punishment, or as a means to get your way. A restraint should only be used as a last resort after other interventions have been exhausted or aren't possible. And only, and I gotta stress this, and only if a person is in immediate danger of causing physical harm to himself or to others. On April 18, 2012, Corey Foster wasn't trying to put his head through a brick wall. On April 18, 2012, Corey Foster wasn't trying to put his fist through somebody's face. On April 18, 2012, Corey Foster was trying to put a basketball through a hoop. Wouldn't it be nice if Corey could be here with us today? Wouldn't it be nice if he could tell his mom what he did in school today? Wouldn't it be nice if he could go up to his brothers and sisters and his cousins today and say, hey, this is pretty cool. Mom let you not go to school too? That's cool. And wouldn't it be nice if while standing here with us all, Corey looked in Sheila's eyes and said, Mommy, I love you. But he can't. He can't because Corey Foster, like far too many other children, was improperly restrained at school and died. It's time we did something about that. It's time we all work together and demand change. It's time laws are put into place that will guarantee our children are kept safe while at school. And let me add that just passing a law is not good enough. The laws have to be enforced. And I saw that in New Jersey. There's all sorts of laws on the books in New Jersey about how if you witness abuse by staff that you're required by law to report that. Other than myself, not too many people did that. And for those who choose to break or ignore the law, they must be held accountable. They must be held accountable. Unlike the situation here, when I don't know this for a fact, but I'm assuming the people that were responsible for what happened to Corey are inside those walls working right now. And that's a travesty, and that has to stop. I want to thank especially Sheila for having me here today.
Thank you for coming.
It was an honor. Thank you for allowing me to speak. I love each and every one of you for being here, and God bless. Thank you.
Thank you.